Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pausing Porn podcast. Today we're tackling a topic specific to porn use that causes a lot of fear in men. This is porn-induced erectile dysfunction, or PIED. We're going to break down what the research says on PIED, how it happens, what type of man is most vulnerable, and most importantly, what you can do about it. For those of you who don't know what PIED is, this is when a guy can get a fairly normal erection while masturbating to porn, but then struggles to get one or keep one when having sex with a real partner. Up to date, PIED is not an official medical diagnosis, but it's a topic that's getting a lot more attention and discussion in recovery communities, as well as in scientific research. In a large international study of over 3,400 men between the ages of 18 and 35, about 1 in 5 men said they experienced some level of erectile dysfunction during sex with a partner. The interesting part was that it wasn't how much porn they watched that made the biggest difference. It was how problematic their porn use felt to them. When men describe their porn use as problematic, such as feeling out of control with it or distressed about it, they're much more likely to report sexual issues. In interviews, men who self-identify as having problematic porn use often talk about changes in what turns them on, feeling emotionally off after using porn, and having trouble connecting sexually with real-life partners. So what can we take away from this? First, the science isn't pointing to a simple watch more porn, get erectile dysfunction equation. Instead, it's more about how porn is affecting you personally. If porn is just a casual thing in your life, you may never notice any issues. But if it's become something you feel dependent on, or if it's shaping what you need to get aroused, the risk of erectile issues in real life situations seems to go up. It also means that PIED might not be the same for everyone. For some men, it could be mostly psychological, linked to anxiety, expectations, or performance pressure. For others, it could be more about sexual conditioning, where their arousal wiring has adapted to certain porn scenarios that don't really translate to real life with a real partner. As someone who went through a porn addiction and struggled with very problematic porn use for many years, I went through multiple periods of porn-induced erectile dysfunction. This even started from my very first sexual experience when I was about 15 or so. At that time, I had my first girlfriend. I was attracted to her. I was aroused. Everything was set up for us to have sex. But when I went to do the deed, it just felt completely lifeless down there, which was so shocking to me because at that time, I was watching porn probably about 2 to 3 times a day. And I've never had an issue, not once, with my erection quality. So I thought is when I was going to lose my virginity, if anything, I would finish too quick. It was so surprising to me that I couldn't even get an erection. And the same thing happened with my next partner years later. I remember it took 4 to 5 times of failure attempting to have sex with this woman and feeling completely lifeless down there. This trend would continue throughout other periods of time after this, where I would fail at getting an erection with a woman who I was trying to have sex with. I noticed one key thing is once I was able to get an erection that was quality enough to sustain sex, all it took was that one time. And it was like my brain made that connection that real life and real partner equals erection, equals sex. Because prior to that, I can have everything, the attraction, the arousal, the sex drive to want to have sex. But when it came down to actually doing it, it was completely lifeless. Almost like I needed one successful experience with this person for my brain to relink the arousal back to real life intimacy. If this is something that you're going through right now, PIED with a partner, or maybe you're looking to start dating, I know firsthand it's very difficult. And what I will say from my personal experience is you don't need to hide it. Let's say it's with the woman that you're meeting for the first time and you just can't perform. Just own it. You don't have to tell them, hey, I'm going through a porn addiction. You don't have to go that deep, but you could just tell them a reason why. I think honesty really helps, and it also takes that pressure away. Because I noticed with my PIED, after failing the first time, I would feel a lot more pressure, and there would be performance anxiety. You could tell your partner something even very simple. You could just say something like, hey, this isn't about you. Sometimes when I'm getting to know someone, my body doesn't cooperate. Do you think you could be patient when we're getting to know each other? Something as simple as that truly takes the performance anxiety away and also opens up for a greater level of connection with someone new. So, what does the research and the recovery community actually say about overcoming PIED? First, focus on your mindset, not just the streak. The science is clear. It's not about the number of days you've been away from porn that matters most. What really matters is whether your relationship with porn still feels compulsive, guilt driven, or shame based. Like I mentioned in the last episode about streaks, you can reach an 100-day streak, but it doesn't really measure anything. All it shows is your time away from porn. It's the same thing with PIED. You can have a 100-day streak, but still be caught in the same mental loop, and nothing really changes. Second, there's arousal retraining. This means gradually rebuilding your sexual connection with a real life partner. Research and countless personal accounts suggest that over time, this can help rewire your brain's arousal pathways back to real intimacy instead of screen based simulation. The third thing I want to mention is it's not just about porn. Anxiety, depression, relationship tension, and shame all play huge roles in erectile dysfunction, especially for younger men, where the cause is often psychological rather than physical. If you cut out porn but never address the emotional and mental side of things, progress might stall. It might not happen the way you want it to. Fourth, general health matters more than you guys really think. Poor sleep, lack of exercise, excess alcohol, poor eating habits, these can all weaken sexual function. On the other side of things, regular exercise, good nutrition, quality sleep, and managing stress can dramatically improve blood flow, hormone balance, and energy, all of which help with your recovery. And finally, seek support, not shame. There's a lot of people dealing with PIED. It's not just you. You'll see in recovery communities, there's a lot of discussions on it. And there's also a lot of people that have been through it, like myself. Beating yourself up over it or feeling shameful because of it will not help you grow to the person that you want to be. Recovery is definitely possible, but it does take some elements in there, such as gaining a life free from porn, focusing on general health, doing arousal retraining, and addressing other issues, like I mentioned. Could be mental health, could be relationship issues. If you do all this, you should be on the path to recovery from PIED. If this episode today helped you out, please do me a favor and give a rating for this podcast. I want to remind you guys are not alone with PIED. There's a lot of people that are going through this, and recovery starts with these types of conversations and moving forward in the right direction. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.